Good morning. Ira Epstein with your morning flash update, and this update is for Friday, and we're at the 24th of November, 2023, and the time about 8:13 a.m. Central Time. So today, keep in the back of your mind, everything closes early. The futures markets, the cash bonds, the stock market, the easiest ones are the stock and the cash bonds. That'll be at noon. But the futures have rolling markets. You haven't seen grain prices. They'll open at 8:30 a.m. Then they'll close today, I think, at noon. You get a lot of markets all over the board. In terms of market action, you're adding some premium back in the bonds and the notes. We can see that there's still the big argument going on in OPEC as to what is going to happen. What this is all about is Saudi Arabia has been voluntarily carrying the burden for everybody. Russia joins in and says they'll do 300,000 barrels a day in cuts, but then they overproduce, then they come back, then they overproduce. They have reasons with their war. They got all these things. But the big shoulders have been Saudi Arabia. Well, the market is overproducing for the demand that's there right now. As much as we keep hearing that, the first quarter you'll see it goes and reverses course, it hasn't. It's not bad. $81 January Brent is not bad. So the argument is what? How much can they get of a cut? Is it going to be a couple of 100,000 barrels here, a couple of 100,000 there? I don't know. But if it just comes down that Saudi Arabia's got to do all the, if you will, shoulder lifting. We saw that, 2 years ago during COVID, negative oil prices because they got into their spat with Russia and they just said the heck with it, and prices went truly negative. If you didn't, it was hard to believe. I've never seen it happen, nor most people. But you went negative because you had to be able to find storage space. There was so much coming on. Well, I don't think that they want to do that again because since then they got Aramco's gone public and many other things, and their monies are needed to expand their economy and all the things that they're doing, and they're doing plenty of them. But they're also not going to sit there and take it. So, big question. We won't know until at least another week or so, but it'll give us an idea then. The dollar down this morning at the expense of most currencies getting a boost because you're hearing the market, not the central bankers, but the markets are saying the banks are going to cut. Now, Ms. Lagarde of the European Union did come out today and say, no, it's time for them to just sit back now and see the fruit of all that they've done with these rate hikes. Sort of similar to what our Fed is doing. So as that happens, the dollar loses to those other currencies. That's the way that I look at it. We've got still a mixed bag. How high is going to be the question in the stock indices. The seasonals are still up until basically the end of the first week in December. Then I take a hard look. Wouldn't be surprised to see a pullback in the market, and then the Santa Claus rally right at the end. Does it have to go that way? Of course not. These are just guesses on my part, but I think I'm onto something right in there. Now, in terms of news for the day, let's take a look at that. You're going to get the S&P Global Group's going to release their preliminary manufacturing and service sector PMIs at 8:45. As I said, all the markets close early, but there is one other event that's important. For those of you on my mailing list, you're going to get from me my Black Friday sale. So if you're interested in courses for free, this is where you're going to be able to get them. Look in your mail, look in your spam. If you're on my mailing list, you're going to get that. I'll probably send it out closer to 10 o'clock this morning. That's Central Time. So look at it. It's for a limited time only. I strongly advise you to take advantage of it. I think you'll like what you see in this. So with that, I'm Ira Epstein. I will be putting out your weekly updates later today, so I will cover the weekly charts and all for you. And with that, you have yourself a great Thanksgiving the rest of the day. By the way, are you aware that 75% of Americans will do some form of shopping today, that, the adult population? I was surprised to hear that this morning. Just heard it on CNBC a few minutes ago. I'm Ira. You have yourself a great day, and I will talk to you all this evening when we do our updates at that point. Take care.